Hey y'all, it's Taryn. It is Saturday, December 9th. Welcome. I hope y'all have had a good 3 weeks it's been this time. Um, Lots going on here. I've got a lot to show you. We leave tomorrow morning for Las Vegas, and so I didn't want to wait until we got back because then that would just be even more. I've got lots of stitching, but other stuff to show y'all too. I'll start with some of the stuff from Thanksgiving and fall stuff, previous finishes before I put it all away. I mean, in theory it should have already been put away, but I left the cross stitch sitting out so I could show y'all. Well, okay, only some of it's cross stitch. This one, I think this one is a Lizzy Kate. And it's just got the chenille trim and some kind of a fall look fabric. This one is a punch needle, and again it's got the chenille trim. This green and this orange I dyed myself. This up here and down here is embroidered, and then the middle is punch needle. It was just me trying it for the first time, and then just again kind of a fall feeling. And then I did a set of, and I didn't finish it because some of them I hated the way that my stitching was looking, so I never finished them. A Noah's Ark little set, and you can see I have it just, it's embroidered. Tiny little pieces that were out of layer cake. Is that what they call them? Just some fabric on the back. Where I tried to coordinate them, it was a flannel layer cake. This bunnies. Kangaroos. Almost called them giraffes. It's a dove. I tried to just do different things so they didn't all look the same. And then there's Noah. There's the giraffes. Found them. And then they all have different backs too. The, like I said, flannel pieces. I think I showed you that one from the layer cake. And I showed you that one, I think. I do like embroidery. I don't know a ton of stitches. I'm not that great, but I do like it because it's so much faster than cross stitch. But cross stitch is what I do the most. And then this one, sorry, you can see my bulletin board back there. This one came out of one of those keepsake calendars, I think. I stitched it forever ago. 1996. So that's when I finished that one. And it says TV, so I was actually up early then. And then this one is one of my, it feels heavy, just making sure there's nothing in there. This one is one of my favorite finishes ever. It's on a wooden cheese box that I stained. I think I used like a mahogany color or cherry or something. But it only took me about, what was it, y'all that been with me for a while, 25 years to finish it. I had started it and forgot I even had it, and then found it going through some stuff and decided to finish it. And Shelly at It's Only Stitching sent me one of the Norman Rockwell collector's plates that's this same thing. It's that same, from that same painting, and so I set them out side by side on my mantle when I display that. So that was the fall stuff. I've got Christmas stitching, y'all, that I can't find. I know it's buried under my auction binds somewhere out in the garage. But oh well, we've got time. We've got time. I made these little, just little bowl fillers. I took some red and white striped fabric, and I coffee dyed it just lightly. Um, I just used whatever was left over in my coffee pot because I didn't want them really dark. And they are just stuffed and tied with jute. But I thought they were cute little bowl fillers. So, anyway, there's some past stuff. I guess we'll get on to current stuff. Let's see. From Imaginating Ink, Be Thankful. I'm getting there. So here's the whole thing. It is an absolutely beautiful day outside today. Like, I think it was supposed to get up to 80. It was around 80 earlier when I went out. It's about, I don't know, 2 o'clock in the afternoon now. But a front, it's already starting to cool down a little bit. A front is blowing in. It's supposed to get like 35-mile-an-hour winds later. But right now it's just beautiful. So we've got the windows open in the house. I've got the door open out here. And of course, there's a fly buzzing around and driving me nuts. Okay. So anyway, I worked obviously over here filling in. I think I only had the tea before, but I really wouldn't swear to that. So that's as much as, that's it. You know, some days I come out here and I'm get stuff done, and some days I'm just all over the place. So we never know. This is one of my new starts, Olga. And this is what I got done. Dawn, there's a new needle minder. That was from Pendant. That the little loop was up here at between the ears, so I just cut it off and filed it down to make my little pendant. All I know about the fabric that this is on, it's a 28 count light green even weave is what it says. It's stuff that I bought on eBay. You really can't tell the color of it. It's kinds of a really pale sagey green. This is going to drive Dax absolutely insane because the alphabet is not in order. But that's okay. He'll be like, but why? I don't get it. Why? Out of Just Cross Stitch, April 2018. I'm doing this spring hair. That's what I call it. I don't know if that's actually the name of it or not. But anyway. And here we are. This time I came down here and worked on his bottom. This is like right through here. That's where it... So I'm way over here. I mean, there isn't a whole ton left on him. It goes slowly though because there's a ton of color changes. It just, like, you know, each one of these little flowers is 4 or 5 colors. So it's slow going, but I really like the way it's looking. And like I've said before, I'm going to be particular with the back stitching. Like on here, like how the plants are back stitched. I think I like it better, the leaves and the stem and everything here without it. So I'm going to back stitch some stuff and not others, and I'll decide that as I'm doing it, because I might plan ahead. When I finish recording this, I have to go and, if any of y'all have watched Dina at Half Stitch, Cross Stitch, you know, when they're going on a trip, or if she's going to a retreat, Dina is very, very good about planning ahead and, like, a week ahead of time. She's organized and packed, and um, I am the antithesis of Dina. We haven't packed a single thing yet, so we're going to have to do that before we leave in the morning. But there's nothing like planning ahead. I worked on this one. It is simply called the Ukrainian Ornament. It was a free pattern I got online. If you are interested, I will let me know, and I'll try to find it again and post the link. But anyway, this is where I am. On this pattern, this pattern here is full coverage. All of the background is stitched, and yeah, no way, no way. So this time I just kept filling in here in the black. So it's been slow going because that one, I think I started it 3 times, maybe 4, because I kept not liking it. So of course, from Snowflower Diaries, they're from her Joyful World Stitch Along. I worked on October. We had gone to, this is what I took when we went to Houston for Thanksgiving, and on the car ride there, and I managed to get enough done that when we got home, I barely had anything left, so I finished it. So, yay me. This, I've finished 3 of them now. I probably should have substituted, and because I finished January and February, and I would like to, like in January, my focus is going to try to be on getting March done so that I can put them out next year. So a smarter person, when the October one came up for what I was supposed to work on, would have gone, well, I'm going to swap that with March, but that's not me. So, but it's done nonetheless. So when I get to there, I'm easy money for that month, right? I worked on Dimensions, Mason Jar lineup. Here is the whole thing. Y'all, it's killing me. I love it so much. Each time I have finished the back stitching on both of these jars, this one and this one, and the flowers, and every time I finish them, I'm just amazed. I'm just absolutely amazed. I'm working down here on this one, and you can see like the base of this jar. I think that jar is mostly finished except for the back stitching, and it has the leaves. The flowers in this one are white. Yeah, they're tough to see. This time when I worked on it, I came and put in the jar, and this is the start of the stems from the flowers in it, because I couldn't bring myself to work on the white and on white again on that day, but I'll get back to it. I would have liked to have had this one finished by the end of the year. Not finished. This jar finished, not this project. I mean, that would be great, but let's be real. This is me we're talking about. But I don't know. I don't think that's going to make it. We won't be back from Vegas until we come back on the 20th. And I'm taking stuff out there. I have not missed a day stitching since last year when we were out in Vegas and I got sick. So I don't want to miss a day. I'd like to make it more than a year without missing a day of stitching, and I'm so close. It will kill me if I don't make it. But, so, I still have to pick, again, the antithesis of Tina. I still have to choose what I'm going to take with me. I have the things that I've drawn, but some of them are really big. Like the, I didn't even get this one out to show you, like my Solitude by Mystic Stitch, and I don't, that's more than I want to do. I don't want to take all of that, smaller things. I want to take smaller things, so I have to decide. I'm going to take this one off the hoop so I can show you. I generally try to work on this on Sundays, but look, y'all, I finished the page and have started another page. This is the last page across the top that I have started. So my goal for this year had been to finish, it was this page and this page. So I actually got 2 pages finished for the first time. It's been my goal every year since I started. Doing the 10 by 10 squares and just working at that that's the way I need to do this. It's made a drastic difference. So I'm pretty geeked about that. My goal next year, because I finished those 2 pages and I'm all full of myself, is going to be 3 pages. But I think if I keep it as my Sunday stitch, I think I can do it. And I've already put in a couple of 100 stitches on it since I reached my goal, so that just helps me reach my goal next year. But I made a mess. I wadded it up in there. So I want to choose some smaller projects. That's where we were getting with all of that. I have to tell y'all that we went to Houston for Thanksgiving, and it was wonderful. And Addison is huge. Y'all, she is huge. She's due February 10th. I told her there's no way they're letting you go to your due date because she is so big. She's measuring 3 months. She's measuring 3 weeks ahead right now. And Addison's only 4'10". So, and Jacob, her husband, is 6'1". And she found out from his dad that Jacob and his siblings were all 8, 9, 10-pound babies. So it's looking like baby Ryan is going to take after Jacob. And so she is just absolutely huge. She was over last night, and we hadn't seen her since Thanksgiving. And it's just like she looks even more giant. Bless her heart. And she's big enough, and I experienced it when I was pregnant. Completely different circumstances, obviously, but there's no room for food. She hardly eats anything because there's no room for food. But she went this past week, and got tested, and she failed her gestational diabetes test, so now she's got to go and see a specialist, I guess, next week to tell her what they want her to do about all of that. So I think she's a little bit nervous, but it'll all be fine. So I keep telling her, you've already passed the point at which you were born. So just look at it from those terms. You turned out fine. You've already gotten past that point. So it'll be fine. I worked on my Patchwork Santa. That's what I call him. I'm not sure if that's his actual name, but here he is. I think this time I worked over in here getting these colors in and bringing the middle up. And so I can see this little spot right here. This is all the same color of DMC floss, but it looks like there's a darker spot. I probably spilled something on it. That would not surprise me in the least. I know I started to tell y'all a story about something. I don't know. My allergies have been killing me. We went to Green last weekend to an outdoor Christmas market, which, here, I'm going to adjust this a little bit. It keeps like moving backwards. And it's cedar fever time, so my allergies are driving me nuts. And then Dax was burning brush, still from last February's ice storm. We're still, every time, just like tonight, if this front blows through and the winds are high, it's going to knock more stuff down out of the trees that's been caught up there since last February. But, so, getting the fire started and the smoke from that and the cedar and blooming and all of that stuff is killing me. But he needed me to come help him. He was trying to, we have a bunch of cars like a good redneck family should. And so we have to make sure that they can, make sure the batteries are charged and start them, go around and make sure they all start. Well, one of them, our old Suburban, wouldn't start. And so he was trying to figure out what was wrong, and he took the air filter off and was trying to spray the carburetor stuff in there to see if we were getting a spark and get it to start. And he was out of the can of the carburetor stuff. So he put some gasoline in a bottle, like an empty water bottle, and put a hole in the top. And he was spraying it in there while I was trying to start the car. Well, it did spark and it did ignite the gas, but he was still squirting gas in there, so it ignited all of the gas. So he, of course, jumped back, dropped the bottle, which caught the grass on fire. He went to stomp the fire on the grass out, except for it's a plastic water bottle and it's melting. And so then gas just went everywhere. And so his pants caught on fire. And he's like, like kicking his leg like that's gonna, and I'm like, oh my God, stop, drop, and roll. Did you not learn anything? And I'm grabbing a towel that's in the Suburban, the closest thing, because we're away from the house. And for him to put it out, and he gets that out, and nobody got hurt. Nobody got hurt in any of this. He gets that out, but the gas on the ground is still burning, so he starts stomping on it again to try to put it out, which, of course, the ground is soaked in gas. It's got to just burn off. But, of course, it flares up all over his shoes, and I'm like, what the hell is wrong with you? Stop it. So he quit doing that. We let the gas burn out, and we gave up on trying to get the car started. But then after that, he went into the well house to clean the thing for the water softener. And he was closing the door to the well house, and it won't latch good anymore. So he's got something in front of it to keep it from coming back open. And something, he was bent over moving that into place in front of the door, and something fell on his back, and he was like, what was that? And it came running up the back of his neck, over his head, and jumped off and ran away. It was a mouse. He came in the house and he's like, did you hear me out there screaming like a girl? So, he had a rough day. It was a rough day for him. I told him, you know what? You need to go take a shower and just go sit on the couch. Go watch TV. Don't do anything else. You're going to kill yourself. It's always a lot of fun around here. And then after all of that last Sunday, on Monday, we'd get into the office and the refrigerator. We have a refrigerator. It's bigger than a mini fridge, but it's not a full-size fridge. It's about the size of a wine cooler, but it's a refrigerator. Um, it had not been closed all the way, so it was frozen up in the back, ice in the back. So I pulled it out from where it was and had to unplug it, and of course the ice melted, which was great, and it has a little thing to catch water in the event something like that happens. Well, it's a little tiny thing, and that was a lot of water. So I had a huge mess to clean up there on Monday. It was a fun, eventful couple of days, I can say that. We're looking to Las Vegas and a little bit of calm, and I realize Las Vegas is a bad place to expect to find calm, but when your life is ridiculous as this, it's calm. I worked on, I never can remember who, Butternut Road. Yes, Butternut Road, Earth Dancer. And really, I filled in. I had some stuff still missing here. I still have a couple of little ninja stitches in there. So with the exception of those, I've got this filled in, and I filled in her hand, which I know it doesn't look like much, but I actually did it 1/1. Wow, I'm stupid. Why did I do that? Because now I got to do her face that way, and although it looks nice and everything, it takes 4 times as long to do that. So I don't know what I was thinking. I'm not speeding along on this as it is, so why would I do that? Lord help me. Out of Cross Stitch and Country Crafts, March, April of 1991. I'm doing these. I'm doing them all together like this. And y'all won't even believe this. Look at there. At the beginning of the year, my cow kind of looked like a skeleton. There wasn't much cow there at all. And so I'm really proud of what I've accomplished this year. I know it's on my list of 20 to finish, but you know, yeah, we're not doing that so much. I've gotten so much done, and it's hard to see. There's the white from the goose on top. I finished the billy goat. He's backstitched and everything. And I finished all the stitching in the pig, and I've started backstitching it just a little bit. And I've started the goose up there. And then on top of it is a little rabbit. So I'm pretty pleased. I'll take it. Another one of my new starts is Lizzy Kate August Flip It. I have several of these months. And this is not my stitching. You can barely see this little border. It's about the same color as my fabric. And this is part of the watermelon, and then obviously the letters. I don't know. I decided to do it on this fabric, but probably just because why not? I don't know if I'll like it or not, but oh well. This is when I started. I've only worked on it a couple of times, and it's from a kit. And I think, I know I bought the kit already open off of eBay, I'm pretty sure. And it didn't have the fabric. It had the pattern and the threads, but not the fabric. So I dyed my own piece of fabric. And this is the boot in the middle. I worked on it a couple of times, and I had like this and more of it, a bunch of it, like all of this up here. And and I found out I was off, and so I had to pull it all out. And so this time I just started and just went down from where I was before. I'll show you this project bag. This was a cute little bag that I got at Dollar General. Isn't that adorable? Oh, my ears are ringing. This is another one that I think I've only worked on it the one time when I started it. It's just called Thanksgiving, I think. Oh, Thanksgiving Subway Poster. This is from Crab Shack Stitchery on Etsy. And I started in the middle, up here at the top. When I worked on it before, all I got done was the K. So I put in the N, and then two of the leaves that are under it here beside November. And then this is part of the R in November. I was just working on what was in my hoop, what fit in my hoop. So the way it was in the hoop, the S wouldn't fit over here. So, but I like that. It's pretty easy. I worked on Ryan's birth announcement sampler. I don't know what you call it. This is my focus on as much as I can finish for this month, because, you know, obviously I can't put in all the specifics until he's actually born. But I got quite a bit done. Last time I had like the tail and right here and like part of the head right here. So I got quite a bit done. I have this in to mark the end of my page, because this page over here, on the pattern, it's all just, it's only this, because you've got to chart and figure out the rest, so it's not in there. So that makes it easy for me to count when I bring this border over. I will probably take that one with me to Vegas, because it's pretty easy and only has a handful of colors. I worked on my Pivon Friendship quilts. I did some more of the back stitching up here in the windows, where now you can actually see that they're windows. There's still more panes that go up here, but I kind of just am doing a length of thread for back stitching and then trying to do the other. I filled in the rest of this block. I don't know if it's right. Actually, I know it's not right because I've messed up. It's as close as it's going to get. I've come over here, but I can't, it's going to take me a hot minute to figure out what I've done, what I haven't, and where my mistake is going to affect it over there. Good times, good times. But I think it's looking beautiful. It's just going to be awesome when it's done in a few years. Out of Celebrations to Cross Stitch and Craft from Christmas 1991, I'm doing the white Santa. I'm doing the whole thing. And on this burgundy fabric, and he's looking pretty awesome himself. This time I'm just still trying to get everything all filled in on, I've started filling in the bells that hang down, and I think I'm pretty much filled in on the crown, the floral crown. So he's looking so nice. The top half is really close to being done. There isn't a ton of back stitching. I have a tiny bit that needs to go in around his face. There will be a little bit around the bells and then the rabbit, but there isn't just a ton of back stitching on it. I love it. I love it on this fabric. It makes me happy. Out of Just Cross Stitch December 2017, I am doing this little car, not on a napkin. I'm doing it on a tiny little piece of fabric. All I had before was like this right here outlined, so I might have had, I don't remember if I put that in this time or not. I think I did, but I know I put in the darker brown and stuff. So. And then I think the last thing I stitched on was this Dimensions kit. And this is not a typical Dimensions kit. It used 2 strands the whole time. There are no fancy stitches or anything like that. It's from 1983. Here's where we are. I worked on the black some more, as you can see. I still have my thread hanging, but I decided to grab a different color, and I put in one of the colors in this green leaf on the corn. It's like this part right here I put in. So got to put in a different color. Besides, I keep working on black. So that was nice. There's still a long way to go. But progress is progress, and I will take it. Okay, that's everything that I stitched on. I did have Addison bring back the things that I made so that I could show y'all. For her baby shower. Because we had the baby shower at a pizza place, it was, you know how the Brazilian steakhouses do with, they come around with the steak and you yes or no if you want it. They do theirs somewhat similar to that. I just felt I stitched this down too far. They just bring you one of everything on the menu, basically is how it works, which honestly, it's like $25 a person, but you get 3 appetizers, I think, 3 or 4 appetizers, and then they come out with 10 different pizzas, right? They come out and put a slice of pizza on everybody's plate, unless you tell them no. And then, sorry, the sun just got super bright. And then they had 3 or 4 dessert pizzas. So for $25, it's a lot of food, and you can ask for more of any of them if you want it, but by the time you've even just tasted all of them, that's a lot of food. But anyway, because her shower was at this pizza place in Houston, I made these little baby booties for because they're ridiculous. That's how I like to roll. I made her a little vest, a bib. Well, I guess it's not for her. I made a bib for Ryan. I wanted it to be nice and substantial, so I quilted just the front and batting, and then I used towel for the back of it so that it hopefully will be plenty absorbent. And this is fabric that she had bought because she wanted me to make, goodness, I missed threads. She wanted me to make some little blankets for him, and so I made this one. and it's just super simple. There is no batting or anything in it. It's the cotton fabric, and then there is fleece on the back. And I stitched the whole thing together, right sides facing. I stitched around it, left a hole in the bottom, flipped it, and then just top stitched around the edge. Nothing fancy, no binding or anything like that. I was watching Kate's Crafty Corner, and she was doing that for some quilts for her niece and nephew. Well, I know she did it on his. I don't remember if she did her nieces that same way. But I was like, why hadn't I thought of that? And it looks fine. I mean, it's not, it doesn't look like you did anything wrong. Anyway, so I made that. And then I made her a diaper bag. So I told her I'd make it and ask her. I gave her some options on fabrics, and she picked this one. And then, so it's got pockets on each end, and then pockets on each side, 2 more pockets. So it's got 6 pockets. It also has in the pattern pockets for on the inside, but I'm like, if you put stuff in the pockets on the outside and then on the inside, you won't have room for anything else on the inside. And so there's the inside. You can see the fabric in the pockets, and this is just bias tape that I put around the top of the pocket pieces. So this one's just like a blue and cream stripe. I wanted something simple because I didn't want it to clash with really this stuff. It is a pattern by Swoon, I think, and I bought it on Etsy. If you are interested, let me know, and I will look it up again and put a link below. But anyway, that's what I made for him. And then, I told you I had a lot to show you. I had participated in an ornament exchange from a scrappy fabric group. Quilting, scrappy quilting group. Not that I quilt. Unless, you want to consider what I did on the bib being a quilter. But so I made the ornament and everything, and I made her, I sent some of these and another little ornament and some other things to my partner. And I've never done one before, and so I didn't know what to do, and, it was very stressful. But I am blown away. She sent me this apron. You can see the snowman. She told me that all of this is like the snowman down at the bottom is one piece, but then this part up here at the top is from one of those fabric panels that's a vest. So like here's the back of it, and then these would be from the 2 pieces from each side and the front panel, Genius. And then she lined it with this cute vintage fabric on the other side. How cute is that fabric? It's adorable. I'm not kidding you when I said she sent me a ton of stuff. This cute little quilted heart a couple of bags of buttons. These are all sewing related. Those are going to make some, I'm going to use them for needle minders and some safari animals. Several adorable, adorable angel ornaments. She's got little stars, little gold stars. And then she makes these little, it's a spoon, and it's got a vintage doily, crochet doily on it, and then vintage fabrics for a pin cushion. How cute is that? And she said they're vintage spoon patterns. Several little crocheted ornaments. Well, that would be a great bookmark. Another one. This one had, look at this cute little zipper pouch. Oh, it's got soaps in it, but I'm going to steal the soaps and I'm going to take the soaps out and use this will be great for threads for, I have some where the threads are just getting out of control for some of my projects. And this cute little kitchen towel. Isn't that adorable? And then she sent me some vintage fabrics, and she put the measurements. She even put a little card on the front telling me the measurements of it. Look at this. How adorable is that? And this one. Some more little kitchen towels. Another little angel. It's a red one with they're made with tassels, and then like this one's like a little dragonfly with beads and feathers. They're actual feathers, and the feathers actually have glitter on them. This cute little bag. Look at this. How adorable is that? It's got a little pocket inside. It snaps closed. And it has, like right here, if you have a lot of stuff in it, it has snaps so that it can give a little more. Cute little Christmas tree ornament. And little pot holder. She must have known my people. Another cute little pot holder that she made. One of these ornaments, gotta fix the ribbon on it. They're one of them on the, I've never tried to make one, but I've seen them where you take the styrofoam ball and you cut it and you stick the fabric, like you poke it down in there. Isn't that pretty? Some more cute little angel charms. That's cute. And look at this pattern. How awesome is all of that? She was good to me. She was better to me than I was to her. I can tell you that for sure. She said that she's retired now and has a lot of free time on her hands, and so she sews all the time. So that she was excited that I liked vintage fabrics, so that she could send that to me and all of that good stuff. I made out like a bandit, to say the least. Okay, I think that's all of that stuff. So for, you know, I'd said before that for my Christmas ornaments for my kids this year that I was going to make these, I got this kit. It's an older kit of these Santa Claus felt ornaments for my kids, and then two for my sister-in-law's little boys. And I was like, okay, I'll do that. You know, I'll get these out. Last Sunday, I think I got them out. You know, oh, I'll whip those up really. Let's whip one up today. I pulled the pattern out, and it's for the first ornament. You cut out pattern pieces 1 through 31. 31. I was like, no, we'll be doing something else this year because that's too much. I might just send them to Colbin. She's been knocking it out with the felt things, so I may box these up and send them to her. But at 31 for just one of the ornaments, I was like, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Anyway, my November stats. On my Year of Whips. Is that it? No. My Stitch from Stash. On my Stitch from Stash, I ended November with $77.57 in the hole. I am knocking it out this year. Last year I was like $75, $70, something like that ahead. So I just totally ended it all this year. I ended November with 150 whips. I have 23 finishes so far at the end of November, and 9 of those 23 are from my Year of Whips. 9 is more than I have ever finished off that list of 20 before, so I have no complaints. I have no complaints. Oh, I almost forgot. I actually FFO'd something, so I could at least show you that. I showed it to Dax because I FFO'd it. I think it was last weekend. And he's like, oh, just in time because, you know, it's right after fall. But look. So I put some lace around, and then this is a flannel fabric. And I know all of y'all are noticing. See how nice and straight, nice and straight, nice and straight. WTF. And here's the thing about it. That's not just crazy cutting. All of this is from one strip. I cut, the fabric was folded. I cut my fabric. It took me forever to get my, you know, edges lined up correctly and stuff. But the fabric had just a nasty warp in it. And Dax was like, are you going to fix that? And I said, absolutely not. It's got interfacing on it. After I put all of that together, I interfaced the whole piece. Yeah, no, I'm not fixing it. I just have the same fabric on the back. And I'm going to use those little magnetic wood things that I showed you to hang it up. Or I can just lay it on the table, but that won't happen because cats. So, anyway, I FFO'd something. I think I should get bonus points on my Stitch from Stash for FFOing something because I do it so seldom. But I was thrilled. So, maybe it'll encourage me to do another one. I don't know. Anyway, I think that's all. I may, depending on how things go, Dax swears that he's getting up every morning and going and working out, which will give me time to stitch. While we're there, we'll see. We'll see how that goes. But I may try to do a video while we're there. We'll see. I'm hoping to be able to meet up with McKenna from 1884 Stitchery. But I know Dax bought some tickets to some things today, and I don't know when they are or anything like that. We'll just have to see if our schedules work out so that we can meet up. Okay, I think that's it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Thank you, everyone, for stopping by. Thank you for coming back. Your likes, your thanks for subscribing. In the comments, I really do appreciate you guys. So just thanks. And until I see you the next time, y'all make it good. Bye, y'all.